Hi there everyone, this is Robin. I hope you're doing really well in Sierra Leone. This is a presentation for the women's team, Sarah and everyone out there who've played today. Now, I've had a lot of questions and chats about our batting in particular and how we can maybe get some runs or not get out in certain ways, and I'm going to see if I can help you today. I've been watching lots of the videos and you all look very good at cricket, and we can see if we can, coming up to the tournament, we can get to the next level. So I've got a little presentation here today. We're going to look at one, how we can score quicker. Later we'll look at how we can accelerate at the end of the innings as well. So the secret to scoring fast is, one, obviously we want to hit the ball harder and we want to get more boundaries. If we get 4 or 6, then that's a good thing and we can get the score moving along quickly. But another important thing that a lot of people forget is getting more singles, or less balls that we get no runs. So the most balls, the teams who can get the most runs off every ball, not always the boundary, but get spat on ball to most balls, score something, even if it's just the one. That's a really important skill. So we're going to not only learn how to hit the ball hard, we're going to learn how to make sure we're consistent too. If we want to score more runs, then an important thing to do is decide which ball we're going to hit really hard and which balls are a bit more dangerous that we're going to hit a bit softer. Now I've made this little diagram, it's called strike zone. So I've made some green circles. For me, the green ones are the easiest ones we can get a big swing at. So there's one here for the drive off the front foot, nice and low and not too close to my body. And there's this one here, it's a bit higher, you can hit this one really hard as well. I'll just show you exactly what I mean there. Is that if I'm batting, I can get a nice big swing at this ball and I can get my bat all the way to here. If it's a bit higher too, I can do the same thing out and round a little bit. However, if it's a bit close to my body, it's very hard for me to hit this ball and swing hard because my bat turns and my body as well. This one is a bit harder to hit hard as the ball goes into the floor, so I'm better off hitting some balls softer. We go back to the diagram. These are the ones we want. So we're going to smash these really, really hard. These ones we have to be a bit more clever. If we try to hit these ones hard, we're going to be in a little trouble. The yellow circles are sort of in the middle, so we can't hit our hands really hard through the ball, but we can get some runs, and we'll look at the secret. It's called using the pace of the ball or deflecting it. We'll look at that a little bit later. Now if we want to hit the ball, if we want to do this well, then firstly we need to make sure we have a nice technique to hit the ball hard when we get a nice ball to do that. And we want to make sure batting is strong and consistent. There are 2 important parts to a good shot. First one is the base, or this basically means what's happening to your feet. We want 2 feet nicely on the ground, and hands back means when I don't want to bring my hands for the swing until the last moment. I'll show you 2 examples. So this base is good, my feet are on the ground. If they start wobbling, not so good. Hands back means I keep them here and I'm in position and I bring them down. Last minute, this wouldn't be so good because I can't get much natural power. I want to keep my hands high so I can swing all at once, all at the end. The other skill, so that's how to get the powerful shot. The other skill is to move the right way as well. And to do this, I've put here forwards or back. Now in cricket, these are the two ways we go. If we don't get anywhere, it's not so good. We either want to get forwards, and the good thing about that is that we can get to the bounce of the ball and it doesn't move so much and it's nice and low. Or we can go back. Going back gives us a bit more time to play a shot and move around and get in nice position. Okay, so we want to be one of the two and not in the middle. Just to demonstrate, I'm a right-hander, but I'm going to show you left-handed batting. Forwards, lots of power, or backwards, time to get the ball away. Where I don't want to be is not forwards or back, because it's a bit more awkward. I can't hit the ball so well, I'm not so balanced. Let's have a look at that in a bit more detail. I've given some examples here of shots that have a nice base and shots that don't. That one, my foot slipped at the last minute, and that one, my feet were dancing around the shot. At the end, the 2 feet are nice and down. This shot, 2 feet down. I really need a good base if I want to hit the ball hard. I need to make sure my bat goes exactly where you want with some force. As soon as your feet start lifting and moving, all that bat speed goes to zero. It's a bit harder. We'll look at the hands a little bit. Can you see how in that shot my hands dropped very soon? This hand, they were able to swing the whole way through. Hands back, and I can even defend still if I want. It's a nice smooth swing. These two shots not so strong because I'm off balance. I really want you to look at the difference between the balanced swing, the powerful swing, and the one where I lose balance or stand up, or my foot slips, or my hands drop a little bit. I want to make sure I can hit the ball with power. Feet down and hands back as well. I'm going to give you a few examples of when we're trying to score nice and fast, we can always get into some bad habits. So that's how to do it. Want nice balance, hands back. And these are some big examples of shots that I've seen women and the men play as well when they're trying to hit the ball hard, but they're losing power from losing technique as well. The first one here I've got is the slap shot. Now I'm going to demonstrate what I mean by the slap shot on the webcam. Now by the slap shot, I'm talking about my bat, and I'm coming towards the ball. Instead of going back and forwards, what's happening sometimes is that the bat's coming out early, and then you see my bat just jars there. My arms are very straight, I don't get much swing, and also even if I hit this ball going straight to the floor, show you with the ball, swing as hard as I want, there's not much power there. But that sort of batter, tell them to pick their bat up straight, and then it can go right out, right through, wherever you want to hit the ball, in a way It doesn't work if you slap the ball. We want to swing, not slap. The second one, hands dropping. We've talked about that a little bit. I'll just show you very quickly again. Basically, this is a swing. If I go right down last minute, I'm going to get lots of bat speed, but sometimes we play too soon, my hands drop. You can see how it's a little bit harder for me to get the speed again. This is all gravity. This, I need to force the power because the bat's already stopped. And then coupled with our footwork as well, sometimes when we try and hit the ball hard, we forget to move near the ball, we move away. So lots of batters think they need lots of room to swing their arms. You actually want to be quite close to the ball, or the right distance so you can swing. You don't want to be too close either, so 1 foot shots, I'll show you what's happening there. We want the bat in our green zone. So nice swing there in this area. Now if I'm too far away from the ball, dance, my bat's going slowly, hit the toe of the bat. If I'm too close as well, I had to reach or twist around my body. A lot of batters as well make a big step. If you can see here, my leg's right in the way. I can't do much about it. As a batter, I want to move, so I get more balls right under here, so I can swing my bat right forwards. So, as your coaches, have a look at this, the slap shot, dropping hands, make sure they're moving so they get the ball for a nice swing. The ball's not too close for them, so they stagger, not too far away, so they lose all their power. Really try and get them moving so the ball's here and here. There's another skill we can use that is to do with these balls here, the ones in the yellow areas. Now, again, we want to make some runs, but we don't always need to hit the ball hard to make runs. And the ball here are some good examples. Sometimes we're trying to hit the ball really hard, but we don't need to. This one we can swing at. This one, you can use a skill called using the pace. Let's have a look at me using the pace a little bit in practice. I'm going to show you in a little bit what happens when you don't use the pace. You try and hit that ball, but basically if the ball's wide of my body, and this is on the other side as well, instead of hitting it, I just keep the bat face pointing to the ball, and then it just runs away. Have a look here when I try and hit that ball. Instead of using the pace, I turn around and miss it, and I stay down and use the pace. I get much more contact, and the ball really travels quite fast after that ball. But you've got to make sure the bat face is pointing this way all the time. The phrase I like is helping the ball away. We can do this a lot more in the game, and I'm going to show you in a bit how to judge the ball as well, so we can see when it's there to smash, when we can use the pace. We can also move to make it the shot we like a bit better as well. Just quickly, I'm going to show you what happens if you don't use the pace.
Water boy.
Yes, 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 yes!
But when it's not there to hit hard, we can be a bit more clever, use the pace instead of deflect and get 1s and 2s or even 4s quite a lot of the time. So we know how to hit the ball hard and we know how to deflect the ball now. Now, one skill as a cricket player or a good batter has is to know which ball's which. So which balls I can smash and which balls I want to push and defend or get 1s and 2s instead of 4s. And that's a really important thing to do all the time. But what you can do to get to the next level, so if we want to accelerate a bit later, is we can, if I look at the diagram again, this small circle, if I move in a nice way, I can make this circle even bigger. So the next thing we're going to look at is how to move well to turn some of these balls into, maybe a yellow one, into a green one. Now the secret is using your feet. And we're going to have a look at a little video now that I made before on how to do that.
When I come down the pitch, I use 3 steps. Each step has an important role to play. First step gets me moving forwards. If I don't do this enough, I'm still a long way forward. I'm going to run, and I'm going to lose balance, panic, and I will be reachable. I'm coming out first step nice far. I have less work to do later. I have more chance of hitting the ball. And the second step, once you come out, we're going to try and turn my body very slightly to go exactly where the ball is. After this point, I just approach the ball a little bit more. I'm bouncing, so I go over here. Just turning my shoulder with my body. Not too much. What I don't want to do, end up going away like this. A lot of people mess up the shot because that second step, moving away, and make sure to keep coming forwards. Just turn to the left, turn to the right, or it might just be keep on going. The third step's the final one. I want to keep my momentum, but make sure I'm nice and steady. You notice my knees stay bent as well. Put those down, 1 to 1, 2, 3. Even now, still watching on the see. If it's perfect, if it feels right, I'm still if I lose balance or it spins off, it's still back out, play a bit softer. This is a really good game to get your players to watch the ball and think and only decide their shot when they're absolutely sure. Get some tennis balls, throw them over on with a little bit of loop. And what the batters are going to do is to come and skip forwards to the ball. And here's the decision. If I think I can get near the ball in this nice area here and I can whack it, I'm going to say yes for the shot. Go really hard. If at any time I don't think I'm going to make it, I'm going to say no. Look for a softer shot. And that softer shot can be in the corner. It could be defensive. Or the other one, if I think I'm going to get nowhere near early, I'm going to go back and give myself time. If I go back, I can maybe play this shot as well, proportional. Keep it simple, just coming forward, yes, I can smash the ball. Or, no, I can't. Or, no, I'm not going to reach the ball. So go back instead. But really watch to see if they decide late or if they decide too soon. Some people will just go, yes, way too soon, carry on swinging. And they never really know if they're going to make the ball. Well, it might be the other way. They might go, no, soon maybe they couldn't reach the ball. Show you again. Keep watching, keep watching. Yes. Keep watching. No. Decide as late as you can.
So there you go. If you use your feet a little bit more, you might be able to turn some good balls into bad ones, and you might be able to hit balls that you found yourself struggling with or having to push out or maybe defend, or you were missing them before. We move nicely around with the control we talked about there. That might change and we can get some more runs. Now that was mainly about moving forwards, but we can always go back as well. The final point is that now we've talked about how to get the power, and we've also talked about how to use the pace, and at the end of that video as well we were talking about judgment too. So I've got a few games I'm going to show you. First, I'll just reinforce, make absolutely clear why it's important to go forwards or back. As we said, coming down the pitch can help me get to the ball before it's bounced or just as it bounces, and that way I can know exactly that it's going to go onto my bat and I can hit a nice shot. Now in that video I was looking to go that way. If it wasn't there or I wasn't going to make it, I go back instead, and I've got lots of time to change my mind. I want to do that and hit it nice and hard, but if it's not nice, I've still got time to change my mind, and the next one might be there. Again, we never want to be here, because even if I hit the ball, I don't have much time, extra time, and I don't have much extra power, just stuck in the middle. Now, I'm going to show you a few games to practice your judgment. It's a really important thing to do as a cricket player, to be decisive, and lots of players in the Sierra Leone team are very good at batting, but maybe they don't take enough time to decide their shot, and they don't realise how much time they have. You have lots of it, so watch the ball as long as you can, decide late and play late. Here are a few games I have to help that. So the first one here is forwards or back game. So instead of actually practicing a technique, we're going to see how often, just draw a line in the middle of the pitch that we think that if it bounces this side of the line, the batter should be making a forward step. If it goes this side of the line, really they're not going to reach it, and they could go backwards instead. And what we just do, see how often they make the right decision. So, just a second. In this game I've decided that a good length in the middle is right here. So I'm going to make a line of cones, which if you just see there, and if the ball bounces either side of that line of cones, I know I'm either going to go forwards if it's that side, and back, or it's this side. And I'm going to see, get a partner to throw, that's forwards, I made the right decision. This one, back, I made the right decision. I made the right decision again. What you'll see a lot of people do though is they make a step before they've even seen the ball. That's what this game teaches you not to do. I want to decide as late as I can and watch and watch and watch and make my mind up later. Okay, so no stepping and changing your mind. You're going to watch and go a little bit later than that. Watch as long as you can. That way you can make a really good decision. The other one you can do is you can decide it on the line as well. So we talked about using the pace of the ball. Now if the ball's hitting the stumps, I probably want a straight shot. If it's just outside the stumps, I can hit the ball nice and hard. If it's on the sides though, we already talked before about how it might be a bit better to just use the pace of the ball instead. So instead of doing on length, you can do it on line. And this is a game I really enjoy. It's called the Where Is It game. So in this game, I want to see if my batter knows if the ball is straight, or knows if the ball is quite wide, or knows if the ball is really wide. I want to see if they're reading the ball, not just moving to play a shot and hoping it's where they want. I want them to watch the ball. I will just simply ask them to call out either 1 for a straight ball, 2 for an offside one, or 3 if they think it's really wide, and see how often they get it right. So this one, nice and straight. Or this one again. I give them less and less time, faster and faster balls. This one is 3, and I use the pace and I move across the ball. Lots of batters have been stepping and they can't reach this wide of the ball. Make sure your players watch the ball as long as possible. So 3 or 4 games there to make sure your players are actually watching the ball, not just moving too early. And the last one I'm going to show you quickly is one I like, is the targets game, or colour cricket I call it as well. In colour cricket, I'm going to move my camera around so you'll notice, here's my target, and I've got 4 colours here. There's red one here, orange on the leg side, and I've got 2 on the off side as well, the blue and the green. Now in this game, I'm going to be really wanting to get my partner feeding the ball at a sensible pace, not too fast, not too slow. But what the partner is going to do, the one who's bowling the ball, is they're going to shout red and throw the ball. Now whatever the ball is, I need to move my feet nicely and turn my body so I can get the ball with a straight swing in the red target. If they shout green, got to move nicely and make a straight swing for this one. And important here for this game is that you don't just hear red, try and hit the ball with your bat there. It's important that, like the video, we move nicely, but we turn our body a bit, and that ball to red is a straight swing. You don't slap it in like the slap shot. We don't fall over trying to twist. We're going to do all this work moving early. Straight swing. Let's see how I do. Blue. What I did wrong there is I moved the wrong way. I missed that ball. I went straight. I didn't turn my body. Let's try again. Orange. That time I moved a lot better, and that one went in the target. It's a good one for your nimble footwork and moving really, really quick. Now I'm going to put all these games up on the page as well, so you'll be able to follow them later, but hopefully there's a few things. Firstly, we talked about improving the power, so some technique. We can do a lot of this with soft balls in pairs, just get people hitting and looking for a base and looking for hands back. And then we've got using the pace as well. And the final thing we talked about was judgment, how you're picking the shots or how you can move and get the ball to different places. We want to avoid the lazy swings where we just hope the ball goes where we want. We want to make it happen with some nice techniques. Final things that might help while you're looking to get the ball moving is there are some games and scenarios. So you can play a match play and you can reward people for doing some things or punish them for not doing other things. So one useful target is the progressive one. So when we're trying to get people to move a bit better or try a new technique, it's hard to tell them to get 10 runs in an over straight away because they're still practicing. So a game I like is I give a pair 2 lives, and the first over they need to make 4 runs to win. That's 6 balls to get that target. If they make that, then they can move on to level 2, the next target. I might ask them to make 6 runs. If they do that, and it goes up and up and up, and that way they get a bit of confidence. Instead of feeling the pressure to be perfect straight away, you can build up and up and up, and they won't be put off trying their new shots. So, for example, if someone's trying to use the pace or a new shot and they're missing the first ball, I want them to keep trying, so I know it's going to help them. I don't want them to just forget that shot, try something else. I want them to stick at it and get ready. So that's why the progressive skill is very important. We can also play just scenarios as well. So we can practice one part of an innings over and over as a pair. This is a different way to do it. So we looked at the targets game. We can put them in different places. So I might put this red target around the corner, put this green target a bit wider, and we can have 4 targets. Now the aim for this game is to get the ball in the target, but again we're going to progress. So level 1, they've got 1 over, and what I'm looking for is 1 ball to be hit in the target. If they make that, I'm going to move on to the next one, and they have to hit 2 in the target. The reason for this again is I want to encourage them. I want to encourage the batter to try the new thing and not feel like it's not working. I'm going to try something silly. I want them to stick at the new technique, keep doing it until it works. That's why it's really important to say the right thing as well. We'll talk about firm base, hands back, but make sure it's really positive. When someone's trying a new skill, they need the encouragement to keep doing it until it works as well. There's a few other things we can try as well a little bit later. Coming down the pitch, we've talked about using the crease and over the top as well. So that is another way you can do. And now when a lot of people try to hit the ball over the fielders, they try and hit the ball straight back over the bowler's head. What is usually a better place to do to get more power, I find, is to go a slightly different place. Now I might go these for example. So I've got my offside over the fielder, and the reason I like this one is because it helps my technique and makes me swing with a straight bat. So I don't want just to go for a slap shot that's lazy. I want a nice swing with a straight bat technique, so I usually try to hit over mid-off. This one, slightly different, is when the ball's into our pads and you don't want to just try and smack it straight if it's close to your body. What we can do, and I'll show you on the webcam now, is, so we've talked about guiding the ball over the keeper's head, nice full swing, but when the ball's in here, instead of trying this ball, it can be a bit awkward, I keep a straight bat and help the ball over the field and there. I don't need to hit this too hard, just want it in my green zone, help it away, stay low, help it away, don't try too hard because I'll end up like that or like that. ball's going to come up a little bit. So thanks very much for paying attention to this, guys. You're doing really well as a team, and these are a few things you can do to make sure you make the most out of your ability as well. So we need a few tactics, we need a slightly better technique, and we need to, the most important thing, we need to make good decisions and judge the ball. Final thing I'm going to say is that I want to make sure everyone is keeping calm as well. So what we want to do in between balls matters as well. I'll show you this quick video. Now this is what I do in between every ball. Instead of standing at the crease thinking about why I hit it or miss it, or thinking too hard, I move away and I just check little things like that. Sometimes I practice my shot, but in slow motion. I want to make sure everything is moving nicely, so I'm checking one bit at a time. Then I move back in position. And again, so you see me moving slowly between the balls, and I want to relax. This is what we see quite a lot of people doing. Okay, so they play the shot and they'll stand in the crease and I'll just play the next ball without actually switching off again. And what happens if you do that is you end up holding the bat really tense. So I'm annoyed, I stand there flicking around, my hands are getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Now if I'm just doing the right thing between balls, so I'm playing my shot, I'm walking away, and I take one hand off the bat too. It's really important because I can keep it loose, and I'm just checking stuff. I wait, for example, for my footwork, see if my bat's coming through, and then I'm ready for the next ball, and I never tense up as well. When you're batting, I really want you to make sure you relax between the balls. So we have good body language, we slow down, we stay really calm. So that is everything today. We're making a video of this as well, and we'll put it up so Sarah can see it as well, or anyone who's not on Facebook can see some details too. But thank you very much. So in summary, when we bat, we want a strong base so we can hit through the ball. We would like our hands to go right back, so instead of jabbing the ball, we want to hit right through it, so play really late. We also want to start using the pace a little bit more. So keeping that face there, and that's the way we can get lots more runs instead of panicking and hitting that too hard. And we also, final thing, we want to get either deep in our crease, be really nimble, make good decisions, turning as many shots as we can into a nice, simple, straight swing. That's it, guys. Have a great weekend, and I'll look forward to catching up with you all really, really soon. But have fun, try those things, and have a nice weekend.